The story of the Milkmaid and Her Pail is a cautionary fable that has been told for centuries, warning against the folly of counting one's chickens before they hatch. While there are various versions of the tale, the central narrative remains a potent reminder of the dangers of letting daydreams cloud one's grasp on the present. This well-known story, often simplified for learners, provides a clear and memorable lesson about focusing on the here and now. Its simple language and straightforward plot make it an excellent tool for those beginning their journey with English, as it illustrates a universal truth in a way that is easy to understand and remember. The fable's power lies not in complex characters or intricate plots, but in its direct and impactful moral, which resonates with people of all ages and backgrounds. It teaches us to be careful with what we have, rather than getting lost in thoughts of what we might have in the future. The story serves as a gentle but firm warning about the risks of overconfidence and the importance of paying attention to our current responsibilities. It is a timeless piece of wisdom passed down through generations that continues to hold relevance in our modern world, reminding us to ground our dreams in reality and to take one step at a time. The narrative is not just a story. It is a lesson in mindfulness and practicality, encouraging a balanced approach to planning for the future while appreciating and securing the present. A young milkmaid, often named Patty or Dolly in different tellings, was walking to the market with a pail of fresh milk balanced carefully on her head. Her steps were light, and her heart was full of hope as she made her way along the country road. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the day was full of promise. She held the pail steady with one hand at first, but soon grew confident in her balance and let her arms swing freely by her sides. As she walked, her thoughts drifted to the money she would earn from selling the milk. This was not just any milk. It was the best, creamiest milk from her favorite cow, and she was sure it would fetch a good price at the market. The thought of the shiny coins she would receive filled her with excitement and set her mind racing with possibilities. Her imagination began to spin a tale of future prosperity. The simple walk to the market transformed into a journey toward a grand and wonderful future. A future built entirely on the foundation of the milk she carried so precariously on her head. Each step she took seemed to bring her closer not just to the market, but to a life far grander than the one she currently lived. The world around her, with its real sights and sounds, began to fade away as the vivid world inside her mind took over, painting a picture of wealth and success that felt almost tangible. "With this money," she mused, her voice a soft whisper carried on the breeze, "I'll buy a clutch of eggs to hatch. I will choose the best eggs from the farmer's wife, the ones that are sure to produce strong, healthy chicks." In her mind, she could already see the fluffy yellow chicks breaking free from their shells and chirping at her feet. "Soon I'll have a fine flock of chickens. They will cluck and scratch all around my yard, and I will take good care of them every single day, feeding them grain and making sure they are safe from foxes." Her plans grew grander with each step. The small flock of chickens in her mind quickly multiplied. "When my chickens are all grown, they will lay many eggs of their own. I will sell those eggs at the market, along with the chickens themselves, and I will make even more money. With all those profits, I'll buy a beautiful new dress for the fair. It will be a lovely green color, like the spring meadows with ribbons and lace. All the young men will admire me as I walk by. They will want to dance with me, but I'll be very proud. I'll just toss my head and turn them all away, showing them I am not so easily impressed." Lost in her elaborate daydream, the milkmaid forgot the precious cargo she was carrying. She was no longer a simple girl on a country road. She was the most admired lady at the fair, turning down handsome suitors with a flick of her hair. The vision was so clear and so powerful that she felt compelled to act it out. To emphasize her imagined disdain for her suitors, she gave her head a proud toss. She tilted her chin up high and flipped her hair, just as she had pictured herself doing in her grand fantasy. It was a sharp, sudden movement, full of imagined confidence and pride. In that instant, the real world came crashing back. The pail of milk, which had been balanced so delicately, wobbled for a moment before it tumbled to the ground. There was a loud clang as the metal pail hit the hard, dusty road, followed by a sickening splash. The pail rolled into a ditch, its entire contents spilling out onto the earth. The pure, white milk spread quickly, forming a large, foamy puddle that soaked into the dry ground, disappearing almost as quickly as it had appeared. With the puddle of white spreading at her feet, all her ambitious plans for eggs, chickens, and a new dress vanished in a moment. The beautiful green dress, the adoring young men, the thriving flock of chickens, and the piles of money, all of it dissolved into nothing. The vibrant future she had constructed so carefully in her mind was gone, washed away by the spilled milk. She stared down at the damp patch of dirt, the empty pail lying uselessly beside it, and the reality of her situation sank in. She had no money, no eggs, no chickens, and no new dress. She was left with nothing but an empty pail, and the harsh lesson that she had sacrificed her real present wealth for the sake of an imagined future. Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized her foolishness. She had been so busy planning for a life she didn't have that she had carelessly destroyed the one thing that could have started her on that path. Her daydream had cost her everything she possessed in that moment. The fable, often attributed to Aesop, the ancient Greek storyteller, has been told in various forms across different cultures for thousands of years. Its simple message and relatable scenario have allowed it to endure through the ages, appearing in collections of folklore and children's stories around the globe. Its enduring popularity lies in its simple yet profound moral: do not count your chickens before they are hatched. This famous saying, derived directly from the story, has become a common piece of advice in many languages. It serves as a timeless warning to focus on the task at hand and not to let ambitious dreams lead to the loss of what one already possesses. The story of the milkmaid is a powerful reminder that while it is good to have dreams and make plans for the future, those dreams should not distract us from the practical steps we need to take in the present. It teaches the value of being grounded, of paying attention